Welcome to Win Academy. If you want to feel the new fragrance of education, then let's join the Win Academy YouTube channel by subscribing it. In this video, we will see the daily current affairs for the date of February 6th, 2022. Let's start the class. Our PM Narendra Modi dedicated to the nation 216 feet tall statue of equality commemorating Sri Ramanujacharya in which state? To commemorate the 1000th birth anniversary of the great saint Sri Ramanujacharya, who is also a philosopher, and this statue was inaugurated by our PM Modi himself in the state of Telangana in Hyderabad. This statue was made of Panchaloha, in which gold, silver, copper, brass and zinc has been used to manufacture this Ramanujacharya 216 feet tall, and this statue was inaugurated in the state of Telangana in Hyderabad. For this event, PM Modi was invited as a chief guest. Along with him, there we have the presence of Governor of Telangana Tamilisai Soundararajan, and our Minister for Tourism and Culture G. Kishan Reddy is also there in this inaugural event in the commemorating the 1000th birth anniversary of Sri Ramanujacharya and in the state of Telangana. Next, ICRISAT recently completed how many years of establishment? First of all, we have to get to know what is the meaning of ICRISAT. ICRISAT is an international organization which was established in the state of Telangana, Hyderabad, and the main full form of this organization is International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics was established way back to help and to give more agriculture research development for rural areas, especially for semi-arid tropics, that is for sub-Sahara region of African region. For this region, agriculture research is very important for the development of rural areas in sub-Sahara and subtropical areas. And recently, our PM Modi visited ICRISAT for the 50 years of establishment, that is, it has been 50th establishment year for the ICRISAT, and in order to establish this, to kickstart this event, PM Modi came, and in this event, the PM Modi has launched the commemorative stamp for the 50 years of ICRISAT. Not only this, he launched 2 lab facilities in ICRISAT, which are those: ICRISAT Climate Change Research Facility on Plant Protection, and one more thing, ICRISAT Rapid Generation Advancement Facility Center in ICRISAT. These are the 2 lab facilities which were launched by PM Modi on his visit to ICRISAT for the 50th anniversary of ICRISAT. And during the PM Modi speech, there are some important points which we have to be noted down for our examination point of view. Which are those? In the PM Modi speech, PM Modi has highlighted the life, which means our lifestyle for environment. In order to tackle the climate change, our PM Modi has suggested this life, that is lifestyle for environment, and P3 pro planet people movements. And he also highlighted that India will achieve net zero carbon emissions by the end of 2070, and he pointed out that the fusion of back to basic and march to future. Why he highlighted these points? In order to protect the farmers from climate change, both the olden methods and the new technology should be fused so that our farmers can tackle the climate change for the development of agriculture field. Which are those? Back to basics and march to future. These are some of the things in which our PM Modi have highlighted in the speech on the 50th establishment year of ICRISAT in the headquarters in Hyderabad. And in Hyderabad, where exactly ICRISAT is there? In Patan Cheruvu. There is one place in Hyderabad by the name called Patan Cheruvu. There we have the headquarters for the ICRISAT, which means International Crop Research Institute for Semi-Arid Tropics. Remember all these important facts. And in this event, along with PM Modi, who were there? The PM Modi was there, our Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, and the Governor of Telangana, Tamilisai Soundararajan. Next. As a part of One District One Product, that is ODOP mission, for the first time in India, which district used drones for transporting Lakadong turmeric? First of all, we have to get to know what is the meaning of ODOP, One District One Product. In order to make famous some of the distinctive features of our districts, this type of One District One Product scheme has been launched primarily in the Uttar Pradesh. From there it has been got very famous. That's why all over India maximum states are following to familiarize and to make famous one local product of one district to the world. That is, one any indigenous manufactured product is famous for any district, that product will be make famous for all over the world to make it as an exportive. Like in that way, for the first time, because of remote location of West Jaintia Hills of Meghalaya, there is one district in Meghalaya by the name West Jaintia Hills. There one famous turmeric is there. The district of West Jaintia Hills is very famous for Lakadong turmeric. Why this is very famous? Why? Because this type of Lakadong turmeric will be grown only in West Jaintia Hills of Meghalaya, which has a very more famous all over the world. Why it is more famous? Because of its properties. This Lakadong turmeric will have more than 6 to 7% of curcumin. Curcumin is the chemical compound which can be seen in turmeric. It is highest in any turmeric in the world, which means 6 to 7% of curcumin can be seen in Lakadong turmeric, which made this Lakadong turmeric world famous. That's why. And I want to add one more thing. Narendra Singh Tomar, the Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister, has told that India is one of the largest producer of turmeric. Not only that, India is the maximum exporter of the turmeric, and around 78% of world's turmeric will grow in only in India. In that way, recently Lakadong turmeric was transported from one district to other parts using drones for the first time in India. And I want to tell you something regarding Meghalaya's district, which were named on behalf of hills which can be found in Meghalaya. In Meghalaya, generally there are three types of hills: Jayantia Hills, Garo Hills, and Kashi Hills. On the name of these three hills only, maximum districts are named in Meghalaya: Jayantia Hills, Garo Hills, and Kashi Hills. Remember that. Geological Survey of India has approved to set up India's first geopark in which state? For the first time in India, GSI will set up India's geopark in Madhya Pradesh. Where exactly in Madhya Pradesh? In Jabalpur district of town called Lamheta. There is a town in Jabalpur district of Madhya Pradesh by the name Lamheta in Madhya Pradesh. Under the Ministry of Mines, Geological Survey of India will set up this first geopark in India with an outlay of 35 crore rupees in the span of 5 acres. Why only in Lamheta region? Why not in other region of the India? Why? Because this place Lamheta is UNESCO recognized geo-heritage site. This Lamheta is UNESCO's recognized geo-heritage site. Not only that, in 1928, one of the geo-researcher William Henry Sleeman has discovered dinosaur fossils from Lamheta only. That's why it is very geocentric region. That's why there is scope for the development of some more discoveries in this area, and GSI has decided to set up India's first geopark in this region only. And as we all know, this Jabalpur will passes in Jabalpur, Narmada river will flow. Remember that. And by the way, Geological Survey of India headquarters is in Kolkata. Geological Survey of India headquarters is in Kolkata, West Bengal, and Director General right now is Rajendra Singh Garkhal. Rajendra Singh Garkhal is the present Director General of Geological Survey of India. And the answer for this question is C, Madhya Pradesh. The Aravali Biodiversity Park, recently declared as India's first other effective area-based conservation measures site, located in which state? This Aravali Biodiversity Park, which was declared as OECM, this is located in Gurugram, Haryana. It is located nearby Gurugram, Haryana, and recently it was been declared as OECM, which means this site, actually this Aravali Biodiversity Park was a barren area, which means nobody is taken care of this area, and the nature itself is having its own care. That's why Aravali Biodiversity Park has developed itself, the flora and the fauna. There now we can see more than 400 species of flora and fauna. That's why this has been declared as other effective area based conservation measures site in Gurugram, Haryana. Next, Ministry of Education joined hands with which ministry to implement Shrestha scheme? To implement Shrestha scheme, Ministry of Education has joined hands with which ministry? It has joined hands with Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. By the way, what is the meaning of Shrestha scheme? The scheme for residential education for students in high schools in targeted areas, in order to encourage the SSC background students where the development is very low, where the SSC population is very more. Shrestha scheme will be introduced for the SC background people, so that we can see some development from the SSC background. And by the way, there are two types of segments in the Shrestha scheme. Which are those? The first one, in the mode 1, the government will provide the quality residential education to bright scheduled caste students, and in the mode 2, the government will provide necessary funds to the schools and hostels which will be run by the voluntary organizations. And by the way, remember, the main objective of Shrestha scheme is to enhance the government interaction in developing for filling up the gap in service which is dominant in SEC areas, that is wherever there are more scheduled caste people, for the need of education to make the bright SC students in the future. This Shrestha scheme will be implemented jointly by Ministry of Education and Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. And by the way, who is the Minister for Education? Dharmendra Pradhan. And Minister for Social Justice and Empowerment is Dr. Virendra Kumar. Remember that. After 3 decades, recently, researchers spotted Doles, which is a highly social animal, in which country? Nearly after 30 years, the researchers has found one type of highly social animal called Doles in Kyrgyzstan, that is a Central Asian country. And by the way, these Doles are also known as Asiatic wild dog. Asiatic wild dog, and this is a native of Central and Southeast Asia. Few years, that is few decades, this type of Doles are very familiar in the Western Ghats, Eastern Ghats and many parts of India, but because of some various regions, Doles are not seen in India. But nowadays in Kyrgyzstan, Doles have been seen by the researchers almost after 30 years. Next, world's first hydrogen powered flying boat, that is the jet, will be launched in which city? It will be launched in the Dubai, UAE. In the city of Dubai of UAE country, world's first hydrogen powered flying boat will be launched by the name the jet will be launched. And by the way, what is the specialty of this the jet? As I told you, it is the world's first hydrogen powered. And by the way, who will manufacturing this first hydrogen powered boat? It will be manufactured in the next year. It will be manufactured and launched in the next year by which company? Switzerland based the Jet Zero Emission. And this company, the Jet Zero Emission, is a Switzerland based company, and it will partner with UAE based country Zenith Marine Services and DWN. Switzerland based company, the Jet Zero Emission, will partner with UAE based company Zenith Marine Services and DWN. And along with all these companies will come together to manufacture world's first hydrogen powered flying boat, and this will be in reality in the next year, and this will be commissioned in the COP28. Remember, COP28 will be held in 2023 in Dubai. The Conference of Parties 28 will be held in Dubai next year. In that event, this flying boat will be tested for the first time. Remember that. And by the way, as we are talking about COP28, if you remember very well, Conference of Parties, that is United Nations Climate Change Conference, recently held in 2021 in Scotland, Glasgow. In the city Glasgow, COP26 held, and COP27, that is in this year 2022, COP27 will be held in Sharm el Sheikh city in Egypt. In 2023, COP28 will be held in Dubai, UAE, and that will be the place where the jet will be tested for the first time. And by the way, what are the specialty of the jet? It will travel only 3 feet above water. You can see in the picture, it will travel 3 feet above the water and with the speed of 40 knots, and it can carry maximum of 13 people in it. This is the speciality of the flying boat, which will travel above 3 feet above water at the speed of 40 knots, which can carry 13 maximum people in it capsule. Answer for this question is Dubai. Next, Project Sadhana launched by which state government recently? The main aim object of this Project Sadhana is, as we all know, there are many pending files in each and every government office nowadays. Because to address these pending files, which are pending for many reasons, since many years, in the Secretariat of Assam government. In the Secretariat of Assam government, there will be many pending files. To address these pending files as soon as possible, so that they can give good service for the welfare of the people of Assam, the CM Himanta Biswa Sharma has launched Project Sadbhavana to clear the maximum pending files in the Assam Secretariat. And in the first phase, the pending files which are up to May 10th 2021 will be cleared for the citizen-centric governance to be increased in this state, and the state is Assam. Global Center of Excellence in Affordable and Clean Energy setup in which state? The Global Energy of Excellence in Affordable and Clean Energy was set up recently in IIT Dharwad. Please add one more option, Karnataka. The answer for this question is Karnataka actually. Okay, IIT Dharwad. In IIT Dharwad, Global Center for Excellence in Affordable and Clean Energy in set up in Karnataka state. In where exactly in Karnataka state? In IIT Dharwad. Remember that. Thanks for watching.